Hey, what's going on, Podcast Nation? It is Jason Harris here, and thank you for joining me on another episode of Strategy with Jason. We're here at NADA 2025. We made it.
We did.
We made it.
We're all the snow and everything.
I'm here with the one, the only, the oh so famous, at least that's what his brother told me, Brad King with Dealermade Studios. How you doing, man?
I am doing
Good.
great.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Is that okay that he threw that in there? Is that all right?
We'll
Okay.
allow it to stay.
Well, Brad, thanks for taking the time to come chat with me, man. I really appreciate it. We've had the opportunity to chat a few times, and I love the opportunity to kind of come and talk to you because just what you guys have put together is so cool, and it really is the first impression that any customer out there gets of a dealership, and finding that first impression partners. For me, and this is my dealer principal hat coming back on, it's got to be one of the most important things out there. But here's how I'd like kicked off our conversation is how'd this all start, man? Like what's the aha moment? You're like, hey, I got an idea. Let's go do this. How'd that come out?
Well, things happen by accident most of the time, but
Yeah.
2008 and 9 were fun years, if you remember.
Yeah.
And at that time, we built websites for car dealers.
Okay.
And from there, things sort of got a little slow, so looked for something else to do. We were looking at video content, pictures. I mean, I knew working with dealers everywhere, pictures were a problem. So that was sort of the start of the idea. And I started taking pictures in different ways and then figured out, hey, you got to have a carousel to do this right. And then I made the big mistake. I got into manufacturing. So going from software to manufacturing, tough deal. But we've survived for 16 years doing this now, and it turned out okay.
Well, and that controlled environment really is kind of the key element to it, right? I mean, obviously, it's like even us just trying to figure out where we want to shoot right here. Where we got to figure out the light, we got to figure out how many people are around us, we got to figure out, there's just a lot to go into it. And again, that's that first impression. It's like I always tell this fun story when me and my wife bought our minivan, right? So she reaches out to me, she goes, I'm going to buy a town and country. Okay, sure. I only know like 100 people that will be able to sell us one of those. So I give her a name of a few different places. I said, go check these places and let me know. She comes back to me and goes, I found one with sliding doors. I'm like, no, you didn't, because every town and country's got sliding doors. Sure enough, it was the only dealership that took a picture of the button of the sliding doors.
The sliding door.
Therefore, she thought that was the only one on the market that had the sliding doors in it.
Well, we've got the button that makes this work.
Right.
But and it is basically a button push it makes it work. So the same way of opening a door, we are opening the door to new sales.
Yes.
Because where things are made are online.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that is the first impression. What, you got 50 of these cars in a row when you look it up, right?
Yeah.
I'm going through.
Well, maybe not 50 of those, but yeah.
Maybe not of that. But which car stands out is the picture.
100%.
That's it. So that's where it starts, is at the picture. Then they're going to click through and other things may come into play, but the picture is the starting point.
It tells me the story of it.
So I look at how much, dealers spend tens of thousands every month on all their marketing.
Yes.
Right? I mean, it's a lot.
Yeah.
However, they're spending all that money to increase that return on investment. A good picture makes that value go up significantly.
Oh, no, you're 100% right. I mean, I was a used car director for many years. I mean, it's like I spent a lot of time acquiring vehicles, finding the right vehicles with the right features, with the right mileage. I spent a lot of time. Then I'd go spend a lot of time and money reconditioning these things, getting them ready. And then I go online and I'm like, there's that, that dirty, mat, that paper mat that service puts on in the picture. And I'm like, man, all of that work I put in there, gone.
Well, it is the same. And we spend a ton of money on detailing, getting the car right. But guess what? If we don't spend that type of money to get the picture out there, who cares how great it looks, because they're not coming to the lot, right?
Well, it says a lot about the dealership.
So it does. I really look at that. Images, everything.
Yeah.
If you're going to take this type of quality picture,
Commitment.
what is going to be my experience for service?
Exactly.
I think it's going to be pretty good if you're going to spend that much time presenting this vehicle to me.
100%.
The good part is it doesn't have to take that much time.
Yeah, you simplify that. In fact, we're just going to take a quick pause, and we're actually going to go over there and actually take a look at some of the new stuff that you've built out.
Sure, it sounds great.
Let's go do that. All right, Brad. So talking about really getting that right photo, I wanted to just kind of move over here on the other side of the booth real quick, just so we can highlight this amazing new piece of machinery that you've built. Can you tell us a little bit about what we have here?
Well, believe it or not, this is more about the process than the photo for this particular piece of equipment we've built. Okay, but one of our biggest problems we have is, dealers don't have the space. Space is at a premium everywhere.
Everywhere right now.
And I mean, come on, you don't want to take up those service bays too often because that's earning so much per month.
Exactly.
It's hard to do. So, but we build buildings and parking lots. We do it all to help put in a photo studio, but still space is our biggest competitor.
Especially when you're a smaller lot. I mean, I was a smaller dealership, right? So we'd have about 60, 70 cars on my lot.
Definitely. I mean, small, big, whatever. Real estate is real estate.
100%.
And it's tight. Okay, so we realize that. So what we came out with is a photo car. And a photo car, what it is a car, if you will.
Yeah, I see. It's got little wheels on it.
Wheels. It goes around the track. So this is built with about a 28
all the way around
diameter track.
Okay, cool.
And simply, you go in just as it works with our studios. You type in the last few of the VIN, you pick the car, you hit launch. It's going to take off, and it's going to run around the car and automatically stop right here.
That's fun.
Okay, at the end of that, you've taken a full 360 video of it. That we are able to have the 360 spin to give you that. We strip out all the pictures, give you all your exterior pictures. You have this built into it as well. So you're going to set that on the console.
For the inside.
For the inside.
Cool.
It has a little deal. You set that on the console, come back, you hit a button, it fires this in 5 seconds. You got your interior pictures. And another new feature we've added is out of all the panorama, we do the panorama interior.
Yep.
We strip out 9 interior pictures out of that. We get your full 3 pictures
so I
of
got
the
everything.
dash. You got it all.
I got my
now.
360 inside, outside, the photos.
You got it.
30, was it 30? Sorry,
35 pictures.
35 pictures on the outside, another 9 from the inside.
Another 9 from the interior.
There you go.
And guess what? You never touched the shutter button.
Guys, I don't know about you, but I that's something I'd be interested in for sure, 100%.
So it's all about speed of process. I mean, the process is there.
Yeah.
This goes around now. It's still in the parking lot, so space is the issue, right?
So the track stays in the parking lot.
In the parking lot.
Okay, now
it's always
that's
there on the
cool.
parking lot.
Okay, so this track. Oh yeah, that's heavy duty. So I can drive over this all day.
You can drive over it. You can do anything. So all your cars are going to be parked there. When you're ready to use it, you move them off.
Okay.
You send that baby around and take all your pictures, and then it's got a handle on it. You cart that baby in your garage till it's ready to go to work again.
That is very, very, very cool.
So solve the space problem.
You solved the space problem.
Okay.
But you've gone farther than that, though, because you solved the space problem, but you also created a process that can be consistently executed by almost anybody at the dealership. I don't need
That's
to.
it.
I mean, it's consistent. I mean, incredibly consistent. The height is consistent. The photos are consistent. The interior is consistent. And I think that's one of the most key elements when we talk about that first impression is that it's consistency, right? Like every car I consume from them consistently looked and had the same pictures and images and takes, right?
That's correct. I mean, we've got 3 things we're always trying to achieve. We want the perfected picture. That's our number one dream. We love
the perfect
good pictures,
picture.
The perfect picture. So a perfected picture, which we do get when it's inside a studio.
Of course.
Okay. We want consistency. You want that hero shot to be the same. You want the order to be whatever you want it. You want the 5th picture to be directions to your dealership or a warranty or whatever you want it to be.
I can program that into your software.
I get to program all that and make it happen so it's consistent across the board through all my dealerships, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then there's a process. How do you get it done? Can it be done quickly in a minute? Can this be done? If I achieve those 3 things, that's a trifecta I'm after.
Well, I mean, the time to now lot is significantly less.
Definitely.
It's the same also with the full size studio, but I mean, here you've answered if I don't have that space kind of solution.
Do it all, and I think getting it to the web instantly is a good. I think that's fast enough.
That's huge, yeah. Because not only am I getting it like time to just on my lot, but it's also time to my digital lot.
Well,
right?
I'm saying to your digital lot is instant.
Yes, I
because
love
as soon as I do that for a minute and I said upload, that goes and hits our server. I have a script on your site that's looking to my server for that picture. So it shows as soon as I get through taking that.
Yeah, I don't have to take it back inside and upload it to some system and
that's
then
it. Take the
have
picture
some
and you're
other
done.
company do the background removals and all that
System
stuff.
you can set all that up in the back end one time when we first put this in, and then it's going to follow that from then on out.
That's absolutely awesome.
And if you want to change into the future, we'll change it from that point forward or all the way back to the beginning of time.
Now, I do want to get into, because we've talked a little bit about the software side of it.
Yes.
And I mean, that's really where you guys have crafted, I think, this beautiful process. And the software is the same, no matter if I'm getting the large, the big boy, or if I'm getting the kind of the smaller track or the car solution.
Right.
Tell me a little bit about the process you guys developed out in the software.
Well, and I think you definitely led into what we do the best.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter which product you have of ours, because a dealer group they've got a big demand on them.
Of course.
Right? I got a dealer group. He's got 50, 100 dealerships across there.
Yes.
Okay. They're all different. They all got different restrictions on real estate and everything else.
Different
in the world.
people, different
Okay?
area.
So when I go in and I do a big group, they go in and they say, well, we've got, out of our 75 locations, we've got 12 locations that have the perfect spot for a studio. So we're good there.
Yeah.
But the rest of them, man, we don't have the space. So we want consistency across the board, though. How do we do it? Okay. Before I said, okay, well, I've got a handheld app. You can take pictures by hand, which us and everybody else has.
Sure.
And then they've got that for there, but that wasn't enough. I'm not really giving the true process in place, right?
It's not that perfect picture.
Okay. I can't give the perfect picture with this, but I can give the perfect process.
Yes, there we go. I like that.
Okay, so where you don't have the space, the very best you can do is put it in the parking lot, let it do it, and then we can do background replacement on the hero shot or a few other pictures, whatever you want. I'm not I'm against background replacement.
Okay, I am too. I'm so glad you actually said that, because
the picture is the picture. That's
it's
integrity.
I agree with you, and I'm glad you actually said that, because I've always kind of felt that, like if a photo has been touched up, and even if it's a background, I don't know, maybe it's the consumer brain in me or something like that, but I'm like, well, what else could they have
did you
touched
change?
up?
So I'm not for it, but if
Yes.
you've got to have a corporate site that has consistency, at least take the hero shot and
Sure.
make the hero shot look consistent to everything else that's done in the studio.
Yeah.
But making a good background didn't make your car look any better. I still have the reflections. I still have everything there.
Yes.
And it does throw some doubt in the equation that we want to avoid.
Yes.
So anyhow, that's what they are. But going into the three things, the picture quality, I have to have a booth or a studio. Now you're going to ask, what's the difference between a booth and studio? Aren't they the same? Well, a booth a booth is something I do and I can take pictures by hand. It's a manual process.
Of course.
But it gives me the right background to take a good picture. A studio is automated. If you can do something to make that whole thing happen automatic, I just push a button, it does everything. We got to call it a studio.
Of course.
So those are the products we have. So I can take this, and obviously this has a better price point than our carousel that can carry 30,000 pounds, right?
Well, exactly. But one of the things I think about this, and I think maybe again, this is just my dealer principle I had kicking out. I'm like, because it's outside, all right, I think this would be like really cool for like deliveries. Because I used to I put big bows in my cars. I'd always put balloons and stuff like that, and I just got it all good up and ready, for when they came and picked up the vehicle. I mean, I think how cool would that be is after picking them up, stand right there, I'm just gonna rip this thing right around real quick, and man, that will give me such a cool social media piece.
But I think I've got something a little bit better than that.
Okay, cool.
Okay, I'm going to show you a picture of it, and you can pop that in here. Okay, in a minute. But what we do, as soon as we took the picture of this car before you ever sold it to Jane Smith over there, right? Okay, we got it, and I got a 360 spin, and I got it doing everything.
Yes.
So while you're trying to sell it, I'm going to turn that into a gift that's available to all your salespeople.
Yes.
Okay, now why is that important? If I take that gift, I throw it in the email, as soon as Jane opens that email, the car's spinning. There's nothing to click on or do anything. It's spinning.
Cool. Very interactive.
So it's grabbed my attention. I've got a better traction rate there. Yep. Okay. Now, once I've sold that car, my post sale, right?
Yeah.
What the exact event you were talking about.
Yeah.
I have an app I give to the salespeople. They go in and they ask Jane, can I take a picture of you? We're going to knock out the background and I'm going to put you in front of your car. So when we deliver this, I'm going to give this to you.
With the photos that are already done.
And now
they send
that in the app. We send it right back to them with the background knocked out of her and then her car spinning behind it with the overlay of the dealership and everything. As soon as you deliver that car with that, what's the first thing she does with it?
You're going to share it with everybody.
Everybody.
Why not? I would.
That's going to hundreds. That is the best advertisement, and it's the most professional way you can present your dealership and the excitement you're sharing with that new client.
All right, Brad, we're over on the other side of the booth because I saw these 2 panels here earlier when I was walking around, and it caught my eye, right? I saw a couple names up here that I actually recognize. That was first. And just the fact that there's some cool data here that really does show not just the use case of having something, but a true business case. Can you tell me a little bit about what happened here?
Yeah, what we do is, I like to prove what we're doing. We all talk about it and we talk about these great stats, but I think it's great. Once I sell somebody, I go in and I put this script that's from a third party on the site that keeps up with all the statistics. How many people are clicking through, how long they stay, how interactive they are, all that good stuff.
How are they engaging? Did the photos increase my engagement?
Just everything you're wanting to keep up with on the website and activity, right?
Yeah.
Now we do that, and then once we put our studio in, we keep that there for another 60 days and just watch how things change. Now, they should be going up if our job's doing well.
Of course.
Okay, and that's what we love to be able to prove from a third party that here you are, you're at these certain sales, and then things go up when we get done. So I like to do that, to share that, and just have them have the confidence they made a great decision.
Well, having those analytics, provides a level of confidence in a decision that we've made, right? But then also it shows that the ROI is there. That, hey, this is not just a good idea. Enhancing, and guys, if you're out there watching and listening, I'm serious about this, enhancing that first impression. Yeah. I am so over the moon, kind of just, meticulously specific about that first impression, because I think the littlest tiny thing can really throw a customer off. And I just know all the work and time and effort that goes into getting these vehicles, getting them conditioned, getting them ready. Here, this is amazing because you now actually proven the thesis, all right? When you focus on that first impression, it affects the bottom line.
And just proving the point. And obviously it gives us something to work with in the future to help show people. But every time we this, I love putting it in for our client, our new client, and show them before and after.
Oh, well, that is absolutely amazing. And thanks for sharing this with us. Okay, Brad, we've talked a lot about the perfect photo.
Yes.
Now you get to show me the perfect photo. So look at this. This is really cool. I see nothing but just some serious consistency here. So tell me a little bit about what you put to here.
Well, that is part of the process, right?
Yes.
I got a perfect photo, but it needs to show up on the website, and I've got 20, 50, 100 dealerships that I need this to look the same on. I've got a corporate site. So I want everything pointing the same way. I want everything looking real with the reflections going to the floor.
Yeah.
I know that's a real picture. You can't fake that.
Well, and I really like the corporate look of this one because I see you've added in like a little overlay here, so it's like if I don't want, I can go something just super clean, or I can make something that's a little extra branding, right?
And let me show you. We've got a full admin center in the back of this that you set up the first day.
Oh, okay, cool. Here we go.
So we got a full back end. So this says, I want this to be my thumbnail. I want it to go in this order. I want interior pictures at this point. And we can add in inserts, which can be any type of artwork you want, right?
Yes.
We can do overlays. I can do background replacement if you need it. I'm not for it, but if you want background to put a promotion behind it, that could be pretty cool.
Now that would be pretty cool. Yes.
Okay, but you could put it in any order you want and done, and now that's set in concrete, and every time you go in and do that 1 minute process, that's what you get every time.
Now, what about the pictures I've already taken?
Well, that's important too, because when we go into duplicates, we keep track of what you have. So this particular dealer has this Ram truck. He has a bunch of gray black ones, actually 24. So he just pictured that once. He goes in and hits duplicates, and he can apply that one session to all of his trucks in one click.
That saves so much time.
It's a time
And
saver.
that's pretty
what it's
common.
about.
I mean, I've run truck dealerships before, and that's a pretty
Sure.
common thing, especially on the commercial side. I could end up with 40 of these things, and that doesn't necessarily mean I need to go through all
This
40.
is just low-hanging fruit to do a lot of work fast.
That is cool
so
process.
You can jump in there anytime, and we can make it happen automated as well.
That's awesome.
Okay, and then you can look over the entirety of your inventory with just a real quick click. And I can see everything's perfect, but oh, that one got through somehow bad. Let's go in, and I can just hit change the view right there and save, and it's done.
Nice.
So having control of your data is great. Having it all happen automated is even better.
Well, and for sure, but automated consistently with a process that I've been able to customize. Like I like this. Like I've decided what slides go where. I've decided what background I want. I decided what overlays I want, and I can change that whenever I want. And then the fact that you're saving me all the time with the duplications. Clean process, Brad.
All right.
Super clean process. I really like
you
that.
very much.
See, look, you thought of everything, right? Well, no, I will say that is one thing I've always been very impressed with you guys. Your just your commitment to that perfect picture. Because I'm like, I think you're practically there, but from what I heard, you always want to continue to find more ways, new ways, develop new technologies are always coming out. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that commitment. You know what I mean? Like I do. I appreciate that commitment a lot. Well, because it says a lot about an individual who I ultimately want to partner with, right? Like I kind of want someone that's slightly obsessed about something that maybe I'm not so obsessed with, but I know it's important. You know what I mean? So that's a great partner to have who's always seeking for that perfect picture. Hey, real quick before, because I know we're getting towards the tail end of our time, Brad, but before I let you go, for everybody out there watching and listening right now who would love to just learn more and maybe connect with yourself and the team you have here, what's the best way to do so?
Well, I mean, go to our website at dealermade.com. You can always reach us there. Of course, our 800 phone number, you can reach us, 888-403-9143. Or just get to us at sales@dealermade.com as an email address. But we're there and ready to answer anything all the time.
Awesome. Hey, guys, everybody out there watching, listening, you need to check out Dealermade Studios. It's absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for watching. You have yourself an amazing day.